programme, and that is 100 Days.
Hello and welcome to 100 Days. It's Monday afternoon in Washington, the first working week of the Donald Trump presidency, and there are big changes already underway.
So what will a Trump administration mean for the United States and for the rest of the world? With such global upheaval over the past year, we'll be exploring what happens next.
There'll be a new way of doing business here in Washington. This morning, the president signed an executive order withdrawing the United States from the Trans-Pacific Trade Partnership. A White House press conference is now underway as the war of words between the new administration and the media about the size of the inauguration crowd continues. And when it comes to building the wall, can President Trump really make Mexico pay for it? We'll hear from both sides of the border.
Also, fresh peace talks on Syria, and it's Russia leading the way. Could President Trump's warming relations with Moscow break the deadlock? And when it comes to foreign relations, what does President Trump's foreign policy mean for Europe and its longer-term security?
Hello and welcome to 100 Days, our new programme dominated by the first few months of Donald Trump's presidency and what kind of changes it's going to bring to the world.
There are big things happening in Europe, upcoming elections, Brexit, the conflict in Syria. Over this next 100 days, we'll be looking at all of that and how the America First policy will reshape relations around the world.
Yes, but Christian, let's start right here in Washington. And in the past half hour, Sean Spicer, he's the President Trump's spokesperson, has been speaking to the White House press corps. Our Washington reporter, Anthony Zerka, is with her. Anthony, I was listening to the beginning of the press conference and
be in Washington, and of course Brexit is uppermost in her mind, but she will have spoken to other European leaders and they will be talking about NATO and European security as well, you would imagine.
They'll be talking about that too, and she's already said that she's going to stand up to Donald Trump when she feels she needs to. There is more on that story on our website and of course on our smartphone app as well. And there's more from our business team on Trumponomics, what we know so far about the president's economic plans.
You're watching 100 Days from BBC News.
And coming up in a few minutes, that wall on the US-Mexican border, will it actually ever be built?
And as we've been hearing, a stormy start for press relations between Donald Trump's administration and the media. We'll speak to the Washington bureau chief of USA Today. Welcome back to 100 Days. A reminder of our main story.
President Donald Trump has signed an executive order withdrawing the United States from the Trans-Pacific Trade Partnership.
After a row on alternative facts and the size of the crowd at the inauguration, we'll speak to a veteran member of the White House press pool. Hello and welcome back to 100 Days. During the election, Donald Trump said that on his first day as president, work would begin on an impenetrable, physical, beautiful southern border wall.
Beautiful. So what's going to happen to that promise? In a minute, we'll be speaking again with Arizona's former governor, along with a Mexican senator. First, a little more detail on the wall itself from Regina Vaidinathan. Talking about things like inauguration crowd sizes, and I think the onus is going to be on the press here to talk about policy as well and what's actually happening, not what's just being said.
Yes, they're going to have to pick their way through the facts and the alternative facts, Katty. Just a reminder, you can follow us on Twitter and on social media, of course, and a busy day tomorrow for the British Prime Minister. The Supreme Court will be handing down its ruling on whether she needs Parliament's assent to trigger the Brexit negotiations. So we'll have full coverage of that. Good to be in your company this evening, Katty. And just to remind you, sorry, this is the problem with being 3,000 miles apart. If you want to join in the discussion tonight, I'll be on the BBC's Facebook Live page straight after the programme. Do join me for that if you can.
I'll be there, joining you on Facebook Live. You've been watching 100 Days.
Hello there. You're watching BBC News. I'm Clive Myrie. The top stories for you now. It's just coming up to 7:45.